The Battle of Little Bighorn was on June 25th through the 26th, 1876, near Little Bighorn River, the Crow Indian Reservation in Bighorn County, Montana. The Battle of Little Bighorn, which was known to the Lakota and other Plains Indians as the Battle of Greasy Grass, and commonly referred to as Custer's Last Stand, was an armed engagement between combined forces of the Lakota Sioux, Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho tribes, and the 7th Cavalry Regiment of the United States Army. This resulted in the defeat of U.S. forces. It was the most significant action of the Great Sioux War of 1876. It was surreal to stand in the same place where all this occurred. It was a clear day, not like the foggy day we're having now, where all the tombstones were clearly seen from the top of the road that meandered around the battle site. In the quiet of the day, you can almost hear Custer's orders being yelled across the field as his men were engaged in an almost impossible situation.
Good morning.
Morning.
And welcome to Little Bighorn Battlefield. On behalf of the National Park Service, I want to extend our welcome to you today. It's great to have you folks here. My name's Ranger Steve Adelson. I'm going to spend the next 35 or 40 minutes trying to take you back in time. So let's just jump right on it. June 25th, 1876, 4:30 in the afternoon. Custer's dead on top of that hill. 3 days later, 350 survivors under Major Marcus Reno and Captain Benteen are going to come down and they're going to bury the dead. 197 stripped and mutilated corpses all along Battle Ridge. Custer's found on top of the hill, stripped to his socks. He's got a gunshot wound to the head, a gunshot wound to the chest. His thigh's been slashed to the bone, fingertip cut off, ears leaking blood out of both sides, and an arrow shoved into his private parts. His brother, Captain Tom Custer, 10 feet away from him, too, Medal of Honor recipient in Civil War, disemboweled, head smashed to the thickness of a pancake, shot full of arrows. You can't recognize Tom Custer. They turn him over. The only way they can identify him is by a tattoo on his left arm. TWC, Thomas Ward Custer. Folks, these were angry, angry times. Grant hands the problem off to the War Department, the architects of a military campaign to sweep the Sioux out of this country, back onto a reservation in the Dakotas, get them out of the way, put them on a reservation like almost all other Indian people are in 1876.
Zero. And they weren't giving him a house.
Unfortunately, the curse of using Zoom. Sometimes it just is fascinating, like the saddles and stuff. Morning.
This is the Lewis and Clark Caverns Historical District. Imagine them being up here looking at this and saying, I can't wait to tell the president about this. Huh.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Is associated with caves. It is bats. Lewis and Clark Caverns is home to several species of these tiny winged mammals, the most abundant being the western big-eared bat. Spiders. As the bacteria breaks down the organic matter,
So we're staying at the Riverfront RV Park here in Montana, and this is a beautiful park. It's windy today, 4th of July weekend, so a lot of campers in here today.
Over through here and stuff. This is little girl. She kind of ended up the camp mascot
The
because,
little raccoon, huh?
yeah, I think she came to them. And I think she was injured and just stayed after they assisted her. This is the area that she was talking about of the park with the river.
With the drone, yeah. Bernie and Sharon's Riverfront RV Park, Montana. And there's little girl. I think he liked caffeinated coffee. Just love this fireplace. Throw the ball in, let's see what you got. So we just went and got groceries from a little town called Deer Lodge, Montana, and we got a seafood salad, some chicken, watermelon, yay! It's a really nice little town. So we're in a little area called Garrison at the Riverbend Campground. The chapel at Riverfront Park.
Oh, honey, look at the little ducky. Did you see the
Saw that.
duckies?
Yep. So these were the cups that we got at the Little Bighorn gift store, and my baby picked them out. We had a choice between blue and brown. My favorite color is blue, so we went and got the blue one. Me get one and brown one, and then we get a blue one, but my wife is a matchy queen. It's like, get the same one.
Yes, I am very much. I don't like hodgepodge
No.
or eclectic. Is I guess some people can do eclectic, and I love to look at their stuff. But I also know in the back end of my mind it would drive me bonkers. And I've tried eclectic. I can't even decorate eclectic. It doesn't have that flow.
Well, good morning. It is an absolutely gorgeous morning. It's the 3rd of July, and we're getting ready to head into Washington State. We're sitting here on our comfy little couch that we got from Murdoch's, huh?
Yes.
Coffee. Didn't do too well with the fire last night. Had a hard time keeping it going, which was okay. We realized it stayed bright last night. The farther north we go, we notice that happens, huh?
Yeah.
And it was like 10 o'clock before we got to bed, and it was still pretty much like this. Sharon, she was telling us a story about when they first settled here and built this, and as you can see, it's been a while, because look how tall those trees are. And at first this area was condemned, and that road right behind us was the main highway before they put in the interstate. I like sitting around talking to people like that. They've got some amazing stories. Just incredible how they get started. It's nice to see where they end up, but it's also good to know how they got started.
Moved here from Wyoming with her husband. And when she first literally moved here, it was a trailer park. And she was trying to get a phone line in. And the phone company said, no, we can't put a phone line in. She goes, why? My neighbors have a phone line. She goes, because it's been condemned. But she goes, my neighbors have a phone line. So what she had to do to make a phone call is walk across camp to a phone booth. Because they wouldn't because it was a condemned trailer court instead of a trailer park. Just little single wide trailers on it. So
Right.
she and her husband purchased it and turned it into this beautiful place.
And right now all you can see is a concrete square on the ground where the phone booth used to be. And for you kids that don't know what a phone booth is, look it up.
Google it.
Google it.
This old man and me, we're at the bar and we're having us some beers and swapping out on cares, talking politics, blonde and redhead chicks, old dogs and new tricks and habits we ain't kicked. We talked about God's grace, all the hell we raised. And then I heard the old man say, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. He said I fought 2 wars, been married and divorced. What brings you to Ohio? He said, damn if I know. We talked an hour or 2 about every girl we knew, what all we put them through, like 2 old boys will do. We pondered life and death. He lit a cigarette, said these damn things will kill me. God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. goodbye to him. I never talked to him again. Then one sunny day, I saw the old man's face. Front page obituary, he was a millionaire. He left his fortune to some guy he barely knew. His kids were mad as hell, but me, I'm doing well. And I drop by today to just say thanks and pray. And I left a 6-pack right there on his grave. And I said, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy.